And we're live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Welcome to the 2 year anniversary spectacular of a show about shows. That's right, 2 years we've been doing this, and we'd like to thank all 7 of you. First of all, I'm one of your hosts, Jordan Pearstones, JPO, ecstatic to see from across the Zoom hallway the one, the only Dutch McAllister. Dutch, how are you?
Yes, and if you leave a comment, we will give you one handy dandy scratcher for your back. Yes, if you leave one comment in the comments below.
Let us know. Are you a metal guy or are you a wooden guy? We need to know.
Yes, and if you just tell us in the comments, DM us directly, and you will have one of these appear in your mailbox. Okay, there's our giveaway. Wow, finally 2 years, and we figured out what we're going to give away. And these are back scratchers, my friend.
Speaking of giveaways, I'm a little bummed. I donated to charity recently because I was hoping to win a lunch date with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Didn't win.
Yeah, I won that, and I got to tell you, I won it. I didn't like it. We only had water crisp sandwiches, and we had only a cold, hot. It's supposed to be hot tea, but it was really cold. But I'm an iced tea lover, so I'm fine with that. So yeah. So
you're a liar. A woman won it. I saw who won it. You're a liar.
Of course, a woman won it. They wouldn't want you or me up in that date. Come on.
Hey, Daredevil, question. Hold on, fake Loki. So,
yeah. I hear you're going with God and Thunder anyway, Matt. Is that true?
Yeah. So what's the deal with Paycheck? Did you just try to rip off the Bourne movies? I mean, come on, Ben. Tell me the truth. I don't know what I'm eating doing this. I don't know what I'm
doing. You're eating that day. That's why they go to water crisp sandwiches.
Whose decision was it to cast Coolio in the extra version of Daredevil? Coolio, he's in the director's cut. We got a fun episode, by the way, for you guys today. I didn't know I could do it, but I have seen enough. Top 10 musicals. Today we will review top 10. I'm sure Dutch will go a little more old school than me. We'll find out, though. And some movies behind me, the new Netflix film, I Care a Lot, Judas and the Black Messiah over on HBO Max. And then, of course, Dutch and all the boys he's loved.
Out of all those, okay, look, most of these movies this week are yours. I have been in a rut for watching actual films because I've been every single time I want to watch one, it seems too.
The last episode 3 weeks ago. What's your problem?
But the thing is, every time it feels like it's such a depressing topic that I come up with. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this movie, but then I'm like, that's going to really bum me out. This movie's going to bum me out. And so I'm like...
The 2 movies I mentioned are a little bit of bummers, so...
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't want to be bummed out lately in the movies. That's all they're giving me. So hopefully I'll be back on track with Tom and Jerry when it's Friday on HBO Max.
And then even then you'll be like, I don't like it. The mouse is really mean to the cat. Oh, it was too much.
But we'll talk more about Jerry later, though. Trust me, we'll talk about him later. Yeah, you'll be shocked where you'll find out where he was at last.
All right, well, good to know. Good to know. Who's starting off the film reviews this week, my friend?
I will take the lead this week. We're going to go with Judas and the Black Messiah over on HBO Max, out in theaters as well. Bill O'Neill infiltrates the Black Panthers per FBI agent, per FBI agent Mitchell, and J. Edgar Hoover as Black Panther chairman Fred Hampton ascends, falling for a fellow revolutionary in battle wages. And for O'Neill's soul, Lakeith Stanfield, Daniel Kaluuya, is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. Dominique Fishback, Jesse Plemons, Ashton Sanders, Martin Sheen, and Ray Howery. Little Ray puts us out there. Cast. You watch this. I really want to watch it. It just seems like, because I know the backstory on this, so it does kind of bum me out a little bit. But I hear it's a fantastic film. What do you got for me?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely worth going on your way to check it out. I don't know much of the backstory. I pieced it together from sadly other films over the time, and obviously you do know the tragic end of this movie here, but not knowing the specifics, maybe I was really engrossed in it, and it's an interesting um, perspective here. I'll mention a couple times the show how actors really have to kind of walk that line. Lakeith Stanfield's put in this bad position here of he's undercover and he's really what leads to the downfall of or like the death, unfortunately. Spoilers, but that's the story that everyone knows of Fred Hampton, played by Daniel Kaluuya of Get Out and whatnot. So just really good stuff here, man. We're really interesting story that should be told from everyone's on point here. Fishbags are really great as the girlfriend here. They both kind of know like there's a good chance this guy's not going to live past 20 something. In fact, Kalu was actually several years older than Hampton was in real life. He was young. He was 21, maybe something like that.
Right. Yeah. So 2023. Yeah.
So you know what I mean, and so he's actually several years older than what the actual character was, and there's other tragic characters as well. Jesse Plemons also walks kind of a line. He's kind of in his own mind for the right reasons, and then he's kind of forced to do some fishy stuff. Martin Sheen, it's funny. I was talking to you the other day about how I think they went with the right decision on multiple levels to replace Kevin Spacey on that one movie with Christopher Plummer. Partly because you could tell it was a dude in makeup. Martin Sheen's definitely a dude in makeup in this movie.
They went the wrong way with him, I guess.
It's a little distracting here. He's good at it, you could definitely say, but like it is a little off-putting one. You just tell one. You don't necessarily even have to know it's Martin Sheen. You can just tell like that's not a normal human being. Totally. So that threw me off just a little bit here and there. We've seen a little bit of what we're getting at in other movies here, but still very well worth the watch here. 4.5 snowflakes for me out of 5. So high recommendation here. Everyone's on point. Reason why this is getting a lot of praise, and it's just now coming out. They had some small screenings, so it could qualify for Oscars back in December, and so yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I will be checking this out. I can't wait to see what happens with it, because I just have to get in that mindset that I'm just going to watch these movies. There's another one that I want to watch, it's in my top 10, and I just I hear some good things about it, but I also hear that it's kind of depressing as well. So I got to just power through that type of stuff lately. I don't know. I think this is if it was in the theater, I would have no worries about going to watch this. So yeah, we could.
All right. Well, speaking of movies you can watch in your living room, that was HBO Max. We're now going to go over to Netflix for the next 2 movies, actually. To All the Boys, Always and Forever. Senior year of high school takes center stage as Laura Jean returns from a family trip to Korea and considers her college plans, with or without Peter.
Oh.
Lana Condor, Noah Centineo, Sorayo Rai, John Corbett, Anna Cathcart. Oh no, I'm getting the bad names this week. And Henry Thomas. My apologies to those wonderful actors and murdering your name. John Corbett, I can say that.
Yeah, well, welcome to my world, son. Welcome to my world.
I've seen none of this trilogy. I've always thought about checking it out. I think I started the first one at one point in my life. But this is a trilogy, right? This is the third one.
This is the third, and what they're saying is final one out of the trilogy. Because they're thinking, well, there could be a fourth, but again, it has to be made into a book prior for it, or Netflix could actually just commission a script that has it. These are based on books, and they're best-selling books, to be exact. This picks up again, like you say, where she comes back from, Laura Jean is coming back for her senior year. She just had a great, wonderful vacation, getting to know her Korean roots. And then when she comes back is, Peter and her plans are to go to Stanford. They're going to be trees together. And because that's the mascot of Stanford, the trees. So so they're wanting to do this. So they put their letters of acceptance into the college ether, and she has I think Berkeley, Stanford, and NYC, New York University, along with Berkeley. So what happens is there's all this built up thing. They have this future together. You know, Peter and her always have planned this future. They're going to go to Stanford. They're going to live together. They're going to go to college. They're going to get married. They're going to have a good time, right? Life doesn't always work out the way Laura Jean wanted it to happen. And then what happens is she doesn't get the Stanford the gig. So now she has to come up with how is she going to get through this, you know? So they finally say, okay, we'll go to Berkeley. Then the kids take a field trip to New York City. Well, we all know what happens when you get to the glittery lights of New York City. You fall in love. And that's what Laura Jean did. She fell in love with New York itself as a character, with something that you don't ever see really in movies, in which you just get to fall in love with the scenery. You can see why people do fall in love with the city, you know, the sights and the sounds, and you know, just the people itself, even though some of them could be off-putting, but it's still a different realm from where she came from. And she all of a sudden starts tinkering in her mind, what do I truly want? And I think that's what this movie is really about. It's not just about, you know, the formulaic, I love him and he loves me. Yeah, they have that problem, but at the same time, it's trying to discover who you are without that person. You know, just look at yourself and see what you're made of and what you want to have happen in your life. And I think that, to me, this one is actually, this is my second favorite out of the three. I mean, the first one, To All the Boys I Loved Before, that, and then the, you know, P.S. You know, I love you. To All the Boys I Love You. P.S. I love you more, or something like that, was the second one. And then this one would rank second, and then the second one would be third in my rankings. Of course, the first one's always going to be better. This one I did find fascinating. John Corbett finally turns his character into an actual three-dimensional character, you know, and a lot of other things. You get to learn more about the family as well. I enjoyed this one. I think it's a good one. If you're watched the first two, you have no reason not to watch this one. Or if you haven't, you've already seen it. I've given this a 3.5. I know it's just pliable. It's just good. It's not four worthy, but it's 3.5 and it fits well within the genre of a good com situation. I suggest you will go out and watch that if you have a chance on Netflix.
The first half an hour of the first one. Someday I might get to it, because they are award-winning movies, and by that I mean Best Kiss at the MTV Movie Awards.
Well, you know, with the first one, I'll be honest, I'm surprised you didn't watch it, because it's more like a shady get-together thing where they have a contract of, I'm going to pretend to be your girlfriend and I'm going to pretend to be your boyfriend just to get back with my ex.
I'm almost that far. I remember the letter has leaked at this point in where I'm at.
So they were all accidentally mailed by the younger sister in the first one. So yeah, it's a good, it's like I said, it's a good trilogy. It's a solid trilogy. So if you haven't watched the third one, go and do so. Thank you on that. In Netflix, I wouldn't mind seeing a fourth one though. Anyway, the next one we're going to cover out.
Before you do, would you like them to jump like maybe a decade? Would you want them to do it right away, or do you want to see these characters are like years from now?
I would like, you could actually do this where you could do a time jump, where you could maybe the first half hour have a little bit of what's happening here, and here, and then maybe the last hour is like, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and see how that relationship develops, or enveloped itself. You never know what's going to happen. It could be self-destructive, or it could not be. I'm only thinking though, the way they left it is it feels as if they have a chance. Of course, this is movie magic where everyone has a chance in love, and you're rewarded for having that faith. But I would like to see, you don't want to see the characters hurt either. That's the problem. You don't want to see them, tortured a month. But if you can make a good story out of it, I would particularly like to see it years from now. So you take about 5 years off and come back to the characters. I'd be fine with that. Yeah. The next one we're going to stay is also on Netflix, I believe, right? This one is I Care a Lot. A court-appointed legal guardian defrauds her old clients and traps them under her care. But her latest mark comes some unexpected baggage. This has Rosamund Pike, Peter Dinklage, Ezra Gonzalez, Chris Messina, Diane Wiest, Isaiah Whitlock, and Nick Logan. This has a great sounding cast. Tell me that it lives up to the cast, at least.
To a very large part, yes, and that's where I'm definitely going to give this a decent recommendation, is because everyone's a lot of fun to watch here, man. Even Chris Messina, who's in 3 scenes, is an awesome sleazy, fast talking lawyer. He kind of falls off towards the end of the movie, but that makes sense. It's not needed for that last half. But everyone's really good. Rosamund Pike has never been as good since Gone Girl, at least from what I've seen her in. She's fantastic in this. Peter Dinklage, hey man, you fear him. You fear him, but you also kind of like him. And that's where this movie is kind of hard at some points, because Rosamund Pike and Peter Dinklage, the 2 people that are kind of battling here, they're both scumbags at the end of the day. They're both really shitty human beings. I mean, Rosamund Pike's taking advantage of these old people and putting them in horrible positions to get their money. And then you find out like Peter Dinklage is like sex trafficking young girls. Like, they're both pretty bad human beings. So there's a little bit of like, what am I supposed to kind of care for in this movie is definitely missing. And there also is a lot of like, it did the Austin Powers joke where like at one point it's like they're like, all right, I'm gonna leave 2 goons with you and I'm not gonna see if you actually die. Bye. Like, there's that. There's a lot of contrived like, oh, that happened, so this could happen for another 20-30 minutes. There's a lot of that kind of going on here, but it zips along in a nice pace here, man. Everyone's on point, and it is kind of fun to watch, even though they're both pretty bad people. But hey, Peter Dinklage, even though he's a gangster, he loves his mom. You gotta appreciate that. He'll do anything for Diane Weiss.
That's okay. I was wondering where Diane Weiss fit into that. So that's pretty cool, though.
Basically, Rosamund Pike takes advantage of these older people, and she does history on them, to make sure there's not maybe too many loose ends. And she's like, oh, good. Diane Weiss has no, living relatives. But you find out that she's got a living gangster son that, faked his own death. And so she took the wrong mama. And that's what comes into play.
Okay. And what? How many snowflakes did you give this?
Oh, yeah, I did not give it anything, did I? I'm going to say 3.5. It's good. Okay. You know what I mean? I've got my qualms with it. You know what I mean? The ending's interesting. I don't hate the ending. I don't know if some people might get a little thrown off by it, but we're checking out, definitely. It's a fun Netflix watch here. Here's something that I think at one point we were going to see, and then I don't know. If it had been normal times, we totally would have seen this in theaters a month ago. It's Liam Neeson's Honest Thief. We know we always talk about Liam Neeson on this show.
We love Liam Neeson. I don't know why he hasn't shown back up on this show. We've asked him numerous times.
He was going to be on last week, but you were busy. A bank robber tries to turn himself in because he's falling in love and wants to live an honest life. But when he realizes the feds are more corrupt than him, he must fight back to clear his name. This has Liam Neeson, Jai Courtney, Kate Walsh, Jeffrey Donovan, Anthony Ramos, who I've been watching Hamilton recently. It's a good movie, good play. And Robert Patrick is in this as well. Dutch, first of all, why have you not seen this Liam Neeson movie yet?
I like I said, I just been busy, but I really have it on my list to watch. I will probably get around to that one. There's also a Batman movie I've been wanting to watch, and I just haven't been, sitting down lately.
The Dragon one?
Yeah, it's the Bruce Lee one.
I'm not interested.
It looks interesting. It's Bruce Lee. Come on.
I'm not interested.
You know me, I'm a sucker for animation, so.
All right, so talking Liam Neeson in this, and it's fine. This is again one of the epitomes of fine. I don't know what to say about this, man. Like, you won't even watch it, but you also don't think we'll remember much of it from a year from now. Like, can you tell me much about what's the Amnesia one, or the one where he's on a plane, or the other one? Like, this is definitely January. He's, you like him. I like the kind of building. You see a nice little quick scene of how when he meets Kate Walsh. That's very cute. Jai Courtney's an okay bad guy. And Jeffrey Donovan actually he's kind of a funny part in too. He's been broken up with recently, so he kind of gets the love thing more than others in a way. So it was fine. You know what I mean? Like, it passes the time. It's right smack dab in the middle. I could give it 2.5. I'll say 2.5 because I think it works more than it doesn't. You walk away going, okay, what else is on? So it's fine, man. Check it out. You like Liam Neeson.
Well, you know what? Liam has a certain set of skills, and that's to get us to watch his movies. So that's his certain set of skills. For
He's
sure.
done worse. He's done better. Like I said, this is why it's another it's fine. It's watchable for sure.
It's a serviceful January film, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. The next one we're going to talk about is Let Him Go. Following the loss of their son, a retired sheriff and his wife leave their Montana ranch to rescue their young grandson from the clutches of a dangerous family living off the grid in the Dakotas. This has Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Leslie Manville, Kylie Carter, and Jeffrey Donovan. Man, that's a decent sounding cast if I ever saw one as well. Diane Lane I know is also the wife, I guess, of Kevin Costner. So they're going to the Dakotas, and I just love him as an actor as well. I love them all as an actor. They're great actors. Tell me what's going on in this movie and why should I watch it?
Yeah, this is another one I would say overall you should watch it. Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, they don't love the son's wife, but you know what I mean? She's fine enough. And unfortunately, the son passes away very early on in the movie, like the opening scene. And she ends up marrying this kind of like, I don't know if you call it a gangster, but just, this guy whose family is rough. You know what I mean? And Leslie Manville is probably the scene stealer in this. She's very juicily evil. And it builds up, man. It builds up. There's some good tension. There's some good, they want to make sure their grandson, you know what I mean? Their last kind of living, kid in a way is safe, and they go to anything to get him back, let him go, if you will. And like you started to see there a little bit in the trailer, the dinner scene is very kind of tension building and real well done. And so yeah, it's really well written, well acted piece, relatively simple to a large degree, but when it works with these kind of stoic actors and everyone, again, is pretty on par. Manville's great. You want to see her get her comeuppance. And, you root for these two who are, just trying to make the best of a bad situation. And what could you do? What will you do? The town's not really helping them because, they kind of run the town kind of thing. And yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go. I'm thinking about that whole half a star if I'm going to give it or not.
But okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something, and you're going to probably hate me for it because I was offered to watch this film via the studio. They actually emailed me to watch this movie for free, and because I'm on some type of list that I signed up for moons ago with this studio, and they said, we'll give you, you can just go, or you can watch it on a certain link, on your PC. And I was like, I don't know where I stand in this film. And I kind of now I should have watched the damn thing. I should have taken the free link. I should have taken something so I could have watched it. You're making me really want to watch this movie. So give me something. Make me watch it.
Just for him messing that opportunity up, I'm going to give it that extra half a star, 3.5 stars. It mostly works. It really does. It's a good watch. I actually Redboxed it for once. I was at work and I went, all right, I've been Redboxed in a while. And it just stood out the most to me. Actually, funny enough, one of my last customers actually recommended it. I said, well, what you got? What you returning? I said to her, and she said, Let Him Go. I said, I might do that. I might take your copy in a second. So I don't know if I got her copy, but I got one of the copies. And so yeah, I thought it worked, man. You know what I mean? It's a little dour, but it's a sad story, really, to a large degree. So I thought it worked. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and like I said, I had that offer, and I was like, I don't really know where I stand in it because Kevin Costner hasn't put anything out that was well worth looking at, and it kind of looked like a long movie without. I didn't know how long it was, but I'm just saying it just felt like just seeing the poster made me feel like it was going to be like a 3-hour saga, and I just didn't feel like putting myself through a 3-hour ordeal with Kevin Costner again.
Oh, isn't that long?
So I feel real bad that I did miss that. So you got yourself a
2 hours, and you do feel the 2 hours, but I think you're good enough for the journey because you want to see the end of the journey. So
that's on my list, brother. I'm going to watch it. I promise. And we might have the exact show next week. I'm not sure because. Oh man. So what else we got going on, buddy? Oh wow, it's that time. It's time to watch and talk Television. Yes, the boob tube, the old little square box that you have in that. Well, it's not a square box anymore. It's a big old rectangle in your living room. It's probably about 55 inches or higher. Mine's about 43 because that's all I could fit in my little stupid container. But I still like it. I don't care. It's still 4K. It's great. And that's what I've been watching more than movies. And you're going to see this later on through all our little shenanigans here with these television shows. First off, though, we both agree this is one of our new favorite shows. Do you smell it, buddy, over at NBC? Called Young Rock? Yeah, Rock in his bio show hit net last, I think, this past week. And it just dives into the young Rock and it floats around his life. And I find it fascinating, him running for president and, and him just talking about his old days. I don't know. I enjoy it. I can't wait for more. They just casted a Vince McMahon, I believe, and they just casted a few other people to be a part of the show. And the background, though, is unbelievable about when they first started filming this. I know I'm on a little tangent on this show, but I did a deep dive. But they were going to film it in LA. They couldn't film it in LA, so they all took it off and they moved to Australia. And so they quarantined for 2 weeks, and then they filmed these episodes, and that we're seeing in Australia, which is amazing to me. And then they brought them back when they could. So, but that's what I see. I loved it so far. It's just a cute show. I'm enjoying it. What are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, yeah, dude, it's a lot of fun. It's obviously to a large degree up our alleys as both TV movie / pro wrestling lovers here. So, I mean, everyone's pretty on par looks wise too. I'll give them credit for like that. For a second, looks like the Junkyard Dog spot on, and Rocky Johnson pretty well done. I feel Iron Sheik's a little too jacked, but he actually was in shape in the early '80s. It's funny if you listen to Dave Meltzer. I think he had a problem with I don't know if all these guys would have been in the same territory at the same time hanging out at dinner, but fine. So it's a little definitely contrived to the real life, but that's what you're going to do for movies and TV here. So I thought it was fine. You do the 3 generations. Sometimes that's rough because I feel like you're always moving on to the next section in a 30-minute TV show. You're only getting 10 minutes of one guy, 10 minutes of one, and really not even 10, like 7 minutes of each guy. So sometimes there really wasn't any too big of an emotional punch this first episode, but it was funny. It was cute. They found a way to work the real Rock in it. You know what I mean? With him and Randall Park. Some of those jokes didn't always deliver between them, but I can see being worked out later on. I like Randall Park a lot too. He's fun on WandaVision, so I'm glad seeing him in my living room twice a week now. So yeah, I think it's fun. I'm in. Working the gimmick, brothers. We got to work the gimmick here, Dutch.
Absolutely. And you can catch this on NBC, or if you have the other network called Peacock, you can get it there as well. Peacock! The next one we have, you've seen this one. I have not. I will watch it, though, on the Peacock network. Kenan. Kenan has his own show, finally. We've been wanting this to happen for a long time. Since Kenan and Kel back in the day. What's going on with this one?
Oh boy, you're telling me, man, I love Kenan and Kel.
Welcome to
Whataburger. Well, hold on, sir. That was all that. Get your Kenan and Kel correct now, okay? That was
okay. They were all on the same show, though.
The movie Good Burger, and then later on they were on Who Loves Orange Soda? Kel Loves Orange Soda. Well, that's the other guy. Let's talk about Kenan. Okay, so Kenan's got a show. Yeah. Both this and Young Rock, by the way, too, of course, was supposed to be last year. They're supposed to be the full-time premieres, and then, of course, Corona said no, but luckily I'm just glad that we got them in the end. Because there's always that fear of, them just finally going, well, never mind. It's too much of a budget, and who knows? Like Comedy Central was like, this is too expensive. We're just going to do cartoons. So we finally got it here. I like this less than Young Rock. I just felt like I laughed less, and it was that one was a lot more just. This is very much more traditional, camera sitcom here. While Young Rock, I like that we actually jumped around and had a little bit more of an edge to it to a small degree. This is just more kind of typical, but has a good cast, can grow. Don Johnson, Chris Redd, who I think has also been an SNL standout, and even from the movie Popstar with Andy Samberg has been really fun too. So I'm glad that they also worked it out where it looks like he's able to juggle this, at least at the moment. with SNL, both him and Red. So that's kind of cool that there was that kind of question early on of whether or not this would mean the end of him on SNL. And he's got the record, so let's keep the record going here. So as you said, I've been a fan literally since I was 6, 7 of this kid because he's also a Mighty Ducks alumni, like in the second or third one, and he was in all of that when he was super young. So,
And don't forget Felicity, the show Felicity. He was also in that.
Because you always mention it, but I don't remember because I never saw it. And that was later on anyway, man. I'm talking Mighty Ducks, Keenan.
Yeah. Well, he was in what, 3 of those, right? All 3?
I don't think he's in the first one.
He's not in the first one. I thought he was in the first one.
I don't know. I mean, don't quote me on any of this.
I'm not gonna guess. All right, no worries. You were young. I can't remember him either. Don't worry.
Now it looks like he was in the second one.
Yeah. So the next one is on Apple Plus. We're gonna jump over to Servant. Is that the M. Night Shyamalan show, if I'm not mistaken? Correct?
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at Kenan Thompson from Mighty Ducks. Yes. So this is from M. Night Shyamalan. So when I was doing my Apple Plus to watch Mythic Quest, which I will be talking about not now but later as well. What was it? Mythic Quest morning show, doing a deep dive in Apple Plus, getting that Palmer in, all that stuff here. So season 2 is finally out. I wasn't sure, you know what I mean, going into it if this was something I was going to stick around with. But hey, I mean, I got through season 1 relatively quickly. It was something that I didn't binge super fast. I'd maybe do 1 or 2 a night. But I did find myself kind of every day being like, all right, let's go back to that and see what's up with this. So it's an interesting premise, basically. Toby Kebbell and I'm forgetting her name, but she's so damn good in here. They lose their kid, and so they I don't know if you just saw it. They actually carry him around like a doll, and she's like somehow like imagines that the dog is actually her kid now, and then all of a sudden this new nanny comes in. And the baby's alive again, or it's a baby she kidnapped. Who knows what's exactly going on? Season 2, we still don't really know what's going on. So that is kind of the problem here, is that we're definitely in season 2 and we're not getting any more answers. We're getting more questions. It's definitely that kind of show to a degree. But also, who's really great in it is Rupert Grint from Harry Potter, the friend.
Yeah, Ron Weasley, if you didn't know.
Is great as just a drunk, like, what are we going to pay for the damn baby? Well, just a briber, like he's fantastic in it too. And like I said, it's pretty darn interesting here. They're actually, I think, only half-an-hour episodes too, so they do zip by quickly. Like they're 20-25 minutes and they're on to the next episode. I also noticed too in the last episode, it was directed by something else, Night Shyamalan. So I don't know if his daughter or wife's directing too, but evidently the directing chair is in the family as well, which is kind of interesting here. So I do recommend it. I think you've got that Apple Plus, so give it a couple episodes, see if you like it.
No, I'll give it a shot. M. Night has burnt me so many times. You can only touch the oven so often before you say, you know what, that burns.
I will give you the caveat of keeping in mind that this is not just him. He's not directing every episode. I think he directs and maybe directs the first one. And other people are in it. So other people, it's not just him being the boss of everything.
Okay, so does he write all of them, though? That's the problem, though.
I don't think so.
Okay, so that's something to take a look at. The next one, we're going to jump back over to a network called CBS. Yes, the Tiffany Network brought out Queen Latifah in this reboot of the
Tiffany Network.
Yeah, the Tiffany Network, they used to call it, because it's the old people network. But if you've not heard of that, that's something they do call it. Yes, they do. So anyway,
I've never heard of that.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm older than you, my boy, so I can actually say that's what they call it, the Tiffany Network, because old people watch it and they can't help it. But I do watch this. It's not about Tiffany is like the Tiffany of crystal and silver. It's the Tiffany store, been around for a long time. Tiffany.
Equalizer.
Not Tiffany, the singer. Anyway,
who's this singer named Tiffany now? I'm so confused by this review.
It's the Tiffany Network, CBS. Brought to you, Queen Latifah as the reboot of The Equalizer. She is basically a former CIA. She decides to retire to stay home with her daughter. And then, trouble seems to always find her now. And so what she wants to do is make it so she can help people who can't go to the police, cannot trust the police or trust anyone else, but she's the one to call if you need some help. She's like the one man wrecking crew of the A-Team, but she has a couple other people in it. I can't remember names to save my life, but Peter North is in it as well. He is her ex CIA handler, and you would know the computer dude if I can remember his name. But anyway, but yeah, it is a good, fun show. Actually, it's a pretty action packed. Queen Latifah seems to do some of her own stunts, so she's in great shape for what she's doing. And just well acted so far. 2 episodes in, I am hooked. I can't wait to see where they take this character, and it's going to be fun. So CBS, The Equalizer reboot from the old days. So,
I've been meaning to check it out. It's on my DVR, so I might get to it sooner or later because I do like Queen Latifah. I'm happy to see her on a show. Do you know what her real name is, by the way?
Queen Latifah.
No, her real name is Dana Owens. So, could be my auntie. I just don't know.
Auntie Owens. I see. Yes.
How's Adam Goldberg? I also like Adam Goldberg.
Adam Goldberg. That's who I was. I knew him when I saw him, but I couldn't come up with his name to save my life. But he plays the computer nerd at that show, and he's just there's a backstory I can't wait to hear more about. Hopefully they'll explore that.
So yes, and I googled it while you were talking, so I didn't hear much of your review. The Tiffany Network, I see, because it was trying to do high quality, like the Tiffany store. Okay, I got it now. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay, number 5. We're going to talk the second season on Netflix of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. It is a pickup where they left off, where the kids are still stranded on the island, and what happens? More adults come on this island, and you know what? Adults are bad. Let me just tell you that right now, ladies and gentlemen. Adults are awful. Dinosaurs, not that bad compared to what these kids had to deal with. But yeah, it's just a little more of a journey of self-discovery, more delving into the world of friendship, learning to get along with different cultures, different thoughts, different people. It's just a good show. I enjoy it. It makes you wait. It makes you want to watch the next episode. So there's great cliffhangers for everybody. Fun for the whole family. If you can't get enough of your Jurassic World or Jurassic Park series, this is a place to go watch it. And I think your niece would like this a lot if you were to sit down and watch it with her. So that's that one. The next one, we're going to stay with Netflix for a few of them. The next one is with Kevin James is back. Yeah, the King of Queens himself is now on the NASCAR circuit in the crew. And he is the head of the NASCAR team, in which he is basically his boss retires and the daughter takes over, and so is him and her butting heads throughout the whole time. You have your classic driver who's stupid, has no idea what's going on. You have the little bit of chemistry between him and his the marketing director Kevin Smith and not Kevin Smith. Jesus, Kevin. What's his name again? James. Thank you. I was.
Kevin Smith makes that joke about people calling him Kevin James, so I guess it does happen.
Well, what happened was a whole bunch of Kevins just popped in my head. Kevin James, Kevin Smith, Kevin Spacey. They're all just circulating around.
With this Kevin Dillon show.
Yeah, this Kevin Dillon show is just unbelievable. It's fun. I've watched the whole season. Kevin James delivers on what Kevin James does. He has potential for a love interest in this show, as well. Then you have some of the staff who just the foil, who just basically are just, he's smarter than them, but not by much. So, but it's still a fun watch, a good family series. I think they might have a season 2 coming along after this, but I watched, like I said, the whole series. It's well worth the watch, and get up and watch and support Kevin James. We all love him.
I'm sure I will. I mean, I've seen, I believe, every episode of King of Queens. That's definitely a big repeated watch in this household for years. Kevin Wade it had its weird moments, killing off the wife so Leah Remini could join the cast again. But even that had me laughing, and I would still kind of begrudgingly tune in. So yeah, I'll check this out.
Yeah, check it out. The worst you can do is not finish it, right? It's already done. You don't have to wait next week to find it out if you like the second episode. The next one is also on Netflix. It's called Nadia Bakes. Nadia is a winner on the of the British Bake Off show in this season. Last season she talked about food. This one she talks about desserts and how great some of these desserts do look. So she's just a fun, bright spot to watch on TV. If you want something just to play in the background, she's fun to listen to. She does bring chefs in as well, and it makes me want to do some of this bread making and cake making. And I do love that type of stuff. Personally, I have myself my KitchenAid mixer. I ain't afraid to mix. I ain't afraid to do it. But it just so many things that are happening on there. They had a brownie, a fudge cheesecake brownie. Oh my God, it looked delicious. But yeah, so I can't wait. I'm going to probably try that, and you'll be able to taste that, my friend, whenever I get a chance to make that. How's that sound? So yeah, so Nadia Bakes, fun show to watch. Also, the next show we're going to talk about after that is over on Apple Plus. Your niece should watch this show. All kids should watch this show. It's the Snoopy Show. Yes, they paid the rights for Snoopy and the Charlie Brown gang. So Apple makes a new show. So it's just fun. It gives a backstory. It gives, all the stories about how Snoopy met Woodstock and what, and it's about how, just his regular shenanigans. And they talk about how the first episode is basically an autobiography of Snoopy and of how he met Woodstock, how he met Charlie Brown. This is his version of it, even though Chuck disputes some of how it goes. But again, the only thing I don't understand ever in the show is how is it that a dog can write a manuscript, get it published, and he's not treated with more respect. That's just my opinion. Everyone else is reading it. He autographs it with his paw. It's just weird. I don't know, but it's a fun show. Again, it's Peanuts. If you love Peanuts, the Snoopy show is right up your alley on Apple Plus, and they have the whole season there. Coming to you. And finally, I got done with this show. I've talked to you about this show off the air. I might have talked about it on the air. But the show, oh my God, this show, the best space opera I have ever seen. And when I say space opera, I'm talking soap opera type feel. It is the greatest thing out there. My cousin Martin, if you're listening, thank you for letting me finally get a hold of watching this show called The Expanse over there on Prime. Yes, it was started off as a Sci-Fi Network show, 3 seasons, and they decided to cancel it. Amazon Prime picked it up for seasons 4, 5, and now their official 6th season hasn't been shot yet, but will be the last one once they run it. And I gotta tell you, the way they build these characters, it is an unbelievable arc. You care for these characters, you feel for these characters. Season 4, it finally kicked into real high gear because they give us a villain to start looking forward to. And, season 5 is just more of that. And it's just a lot of chaos, a lot of sadness. I found myself actually tearing up in a few scenes. Thomas Jan is a great actor who's in this, and it's just a lot. It's just such a great, powerful show. If you want to watch some great acting, some great just sci-fi as a whole, this will fill your gob with happiness and ooey gooey sci-fi goodness, because that's what this is. This is probably one of my favorite shows that I've been forced to watch. And I know that sounds bad when I say I was forced to watch it, but I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off for years. And I finally got to watch it, and I kick myself now that I've watched it all, because I got to wait for season 6. But it's well worth the watch. Expanse over there on season 5 just dropped this past end of the year. It's well worth watching. So go over there, watch it on Prime. They have all 5 seasons. No excuse.
Interesting. It's something I might check out.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, brother. I mean, literally. At first, I got confused about the factions, but once you get all that sorted out and where everyone's at, because there's usually like 3 or 4 storylines going on at one time. Once you get all that sorted out in your brain, it's just a fun trip all the way through. So, take that, take what for what you're worth. If you like sci-fi and you haven't seen it, you'll kick yourself because you haven't. That's all I'm gonna say. So, what's next, bud?
I believe we're about to do the top 10 of the week.
It's musicals. Yes, musicals. Yes, get on and dance in your car, dance in your house, dance everywhere. Sing when there's no reason to at all, because that's what musicals are. We all love them, don't we? I would love if life was like a musical, because then all of a sudden, you'd have that one little breakout moment, and then you go right snap back into reality. That's what we're seeing on NBC with that one show. I can't remember all of a sudden. I just look like I watch it every week.
Extraordinary Playlist.
Yes, and it's just the same thing. It's just a great little musical thing. And there's, I believe that's 42nd Street, I believe you're showing right there. And that's, I can't remember which one that one is. But yeah, there is so many good musicals that are out there. American in Paris is right there. I got to tell you, it's just Gene Kelly. It was just unbelievably good back then, brother. I mean, hats off. That might be that's Music Man, I believe. Singing in the Rain. So yeah, I am like I said, I love musicals. I know, a lot of people just don't like them because it takes you out of the element, but oh man, they make you happy at the same time. So yeah, you should, I don't know. There's Gentlemen, I believe, Prefer Blondes. No, it's not it, is it? Or Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. I think that's the song of that one.
I do not prefer blondes.
And that's the White Christmas. So yes, let's start this countdown of revelry.
All right, sir. Who's going first with this top 10 movie musicals?
You know what? I will go first if you want me to.
Go first.
Here's some of my honorary mentions. They might be on your top 10. Knowing you, but there's a Oklahoma right there. Anyway, oh what a beautiful morning, oh what a beautiful day, and there's The King and I. So man, you're showing a lot of great musicals. If we're watching this on our YouTube channel, you will see a lot of great clips of just great musical, one right after another. You're giving them. Anyway, my top 10, my honorable mentions. She's washing that man right out of her hair.
What's that? What's that shit? What's that one?
That's South Pacific, sir.
I've seen that one. It's not on my list. It should be. I love it.
Yeah, it is a great movie.
I've also seen it live. It was awesome.
That was Damn Yankees. There's so many. I've watched way too many musicals, it seems. You know that one right there as well. But yeah, but what's funny is she's watching that man right out of her hair. Later on, Revlon, I believe, did a I'm gonna wash that gray right out of my hair.
Yes. Okay, sure.
So it was like for hair dye. Anyway, I'm excited. This is for some reason, I don't know why I'm just giddy as can be, but the top 10 honorable mentions. There's not 10 honorable mentions, but there's 5. State Fair. I love that one, but I just couldn't put it on here. I love the opening. The song is God, I could go on for days. But My Fair Lady, Chicago, the 2002 movie version, An American in Paris, and Little Shop of Horrors. And I told you we'd be speaking about Jerry, from Tom and Jerry fame. He also makes an appearance in American in Paris, by the way. He dances with Gene Kelly. It's just a good scene. But my number 10, we're gonna stay over in that side of the world. Over in Dublin, a young man meets a Czech woman. I believe it came out in 2007. I believe it's called Once. And it's just a fabulous little movie. I still listen to the soundtrack on occasion, and it's just a beautiful film. You cannot not like it. Dublin in the backdrop, romance, and just the feel of how this relationship between this lady and this gentleman are taking place, and it's just I enjoyed it immensely. So Once is your my number 10 for this for the countdown.
Very nice. You're gonna probably be hearing this a lot from me. Never saw it. Maybe I'll check it out once, one of these days. My honorable mentions are Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Everyone says I love you. Rocket Man, Purple Rain, and Dreamgirls. Those are my honorable mentions. And yes, two of your honorable mentions did anger me because they will be on my list later on. My number 10 coming at you is one that I wasn't sure. You know, it was a hard fought battle for number 10, but I just went with the one that I think I would rewatch the most and have fun and dance to. And yes, I'm technically going with the newer one because I'm a newer person. Don't sue me. Hairspray from 2007. Just an upbeat, fun one, man. I love that you got a big, nice, chubby girl in front and center. Nikki Blonsky here. James Marsters is fantastic. Travolta and Christopher Walken. What a little love.
That's a great couple.
Little
Little great couple, yeah. That's a great little couple they made up there. It's a great take, man. Again, as you saw, Queen Latifah shows up in this one, so she's
Zac Efron. Don't forget, is one of his bigger things outside of Disney.
Yeah, so I agree. I enjoyed it. It didn't make my list, but I did enjoy it though. I really did. So I don't fault you for it at all. And
again. What you got? Hey, Amanda Bynes, what happened to her? What you got at number 9?
She's really crazy. Anyway, number 9. Let me tell you, this one has Anne Margaret and Elvis Presley. Yeah. Elvis Presley and Margaret. Viva Las Vegas, baby. So yes, it's just I just love Elvis films. I really do. I had to pick one. It was either Blue Hawaii or Viva Las Vegas. I just love both of those films completely. But if I had to pick an Elvis film that I could really love, Viva Las Vegas, because Anne Margaret, oh my God, if I could go back in time, even now, actually, Anne Margaret is such a beautiful woman. I swear to you, she stopped you in your track, gorgeous. Even at the age of whatever she's at now, 70, 80 or something like that. I don't know. She's still gorgeous. So, yes, Anne Margaret and Elvis Presley in Viva Las Vegas, baby.
I love how 90% of this movie is shot on a green screen. Like almost all in the beginning trailer was just them in a green screen doing wacky stunts.
Well, but here, if you watch that whole fall, he gets pushed right into the pool here. And it's
real. They actually went to a real pool in that, so good for them.
Yeah. They were in Vegas when they did this, but some of the stunts they don't do the real flying. That's in front of a green screen.
That's what I was saying. It's a little obvious, I know.
Yeah, look at Anne Margaret, man. Ooh, damn. So go ahead.
Calm yourself, Jim. Calm yourself. Again, have not seen it. If my dad was doing this top 10, I know there'd be some Elvis on there. I have not seen it. So sorry to step on your blue suede shoes. My number 9. There's some things I had to ask you if they counted, but we definitely said this one definitely counts. One of my favorite films from the 80s, Blues Brothers coming in, and my number 9 here, man. I mean, come on, they're so cool. Aykroyd and Belushi with their shades, so many great cameos, not only from actors but also from musicians. Getting to see Ray Charles and Aretha busting out at one point as well here. So great quotes, great car sequence, of course. So I got
the mall chase.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the whole them in the car through the mall is still holds up. It's just a really cool looking scene to this day here, and just had to show some love to Blues Brothers. Number 9.
From a mission to God to a bunch of people from the Jets and the Sharks, my friend. By the way, a little tidbit about this one. Look at James Brown back in the day. Let me tell you, the next one I'm going to come up with is West Side Story is my number 8 film. This film is being remade by Steven Spielberg, so maybe this could supplant the original. I don't know, but I enjoyed it. The Jets and the Sharks, though, when they fight and they dance, it's kind of funny. You got this little snap in the fingers, and they start. Every fight should start with a snapping of the fingers and a little bit of the jazzy hands. There it is, right there. They're about to start. But yeah, Natalie Wood is in this film. It's just a good film. It's just fun to watch. Some great music. And like I said, you watch these movies to be entertained, and you are very entertained. And here's a footnote: the leader of those boys right there, I can't remember what side he's on, the Jets or the Sharks. I can't remember. But little did you know, Elvis Presley wanted to do this film, but Colonel Tom Parker, his manager, told him no. And this could have been a big breakout for Elvis Presley in movies itself, but his manager said, "No, we don't want you to do it because this isn't anything like you should do." And unfortunately, even toward the end of his life, he kind of regretted not being a part of this film. And I think if you would have had Elvis in this, it would have probably been bigger and get more gangbusters. But and you would have had a better, then you would have seen him act a little bit more. If you and I know this is a side note, Flaming Star. If you ever want to watch an Elvis film in which he only sings one time, and that's in the opening credits, and no more, Flaming Star is something to watch of Elvis. That's probably one of my favorite films of Elvis, just as an actor standpoint. That's probably the best one. So, okay, what's your number 8, my good man?
My number 8 is a movie. I'm trying to remember how long it lasts. 525,600 minutes. I don't even know if I got that number right.
It sounds about right. It sounds about right.
Which, by the way, I should try to find a clip somewhere. We sang that as like the outerlude of like a play we did one time. We did like a musical review, and like it's funny. There's like a panning shot of our whole class, and like everyone's like really shy, and then it comes to me, and I'm fucking belting it, brother. I'm just I'm like everyone else, man. I'm singing the hell out of Rant. So I had my own little plus to it as well here. So I know some people have seen claim the plays better. I'm sure that happens, but I don't know. I thought the movie worked relatively well here. Rosario Dawson, Anthony Rapp from the musical itself. I just dropped my mouse. So banter. I like it. I thought there's enough emotion. I believe it was an Angel when he passes away and whatnot. So spoiler.
Well, no, it's just a fantastic play. I've not seen the in person. That's one that I have lamented that I missed it. But as for a movie, I've talked to people who have seen the movie and watched the original production on Broadway, and they say it's pretty good as a rendition, and so that's good to say.
And if you haven't seen it, folks, there's no day but today or tomorrow. Tomorrow's fine.
Seeing you say you don't know music, my friend, you don't know musicals. What's wrong with you? This brings up my number 7. Nathan Detroit shows up, and he's looking for his doll. Yes, Guys and Dolls is what we have coming up next. Marlon Brando, Frank Sinatra. It's just an unbelievably good show. You have Nathan Detroit, Nathan Detroit, things like that. And it's just a fun show. Even watching Marlon Brando sing, please, come on. That's just worth the price of admission. But yeah, it's just Frank Sinatra's in it. God, I wish off the top of my head, I wish I could ramble music better sometimes, whenever because there's so many great songs that are in it. But it's just a great movie. If you get a chance, it is fun. And I think my mom made me watch it one day. So I was like, oh, I don't want to watch. Okay, I'll watch it. And I watched it. And I turned out to really, really love that musical. So yes, Guys and Dolls, my number 7.
I was trying to catch one of the trailer. Who's this dude talking forever? Who's this?
I have no idea who that old man. Oh, the guy right there. That is Lawrence. No, that's Ed Sullivan. Ed Sullivan.
Oh, okay. You might have been setting up the trailer. I'm like, this trailer's really boring.
yeah. They didn't know how to do trailers like they do now. But they did give you a lot of give a lot away sometimes, like today's.
Oh, Brando, what a good looking guy. All right. My name is Simon. I know we kind of decided not to do too many cartoons because then I think you do a deep dive into that at one point. But there's a live action version of this. And I'm really kind of putting it in so to put in the cartoon. But I'm talking about Beauty and the Beast. I think there's some bangers in this. I actually had to convince you that there were some bangers in this when we were on a list the other night.
Yeah, I forgot that there was singing in this one as much as you said, and I was like, no, there was like one song. Wasn't there one song? And I guess, you pointed out the soundtrack and you say, no, here's this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So yeah, my hat's off to you, brother.
Yes. Well, I guessed on no one. I guessed on. I don't remember the lyrics, so don't judge me. But still, they're really good songs. I swear. And then
Yeah,
the new one, man, I thought was definitely a watchable, fun film as well here. So there's a reason why there's talks of a Gaston Disney series coming up with Gad and Evans. And so I just had to show some love, man, because when you think of musicals and music, you can talk about Aladdin, maybe comes to mind.
Mary Poppins, things like that.
That's not a cartoon, but yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying. But no, you know what though? Yeah, yeah. Well, this one, I look at it this way: is it is a solid film. It's actually one of the ones that I really like that Disney made of one of their own movies. Besides, like Jungle Book was good, but this I enjoyed this one for what it was worth as well. So, huh?
You ever seen Mulan?
Which one?
Mulan.
Mulan? No, no, no. I haven't watched that one yet. I haven't. I got to go. We got Disney Plus, but I just haven't watched it yet. Have you seen it yet?
I've seen the first half an hour.
I don't even know if you reviewed it. I can't remember that. So
No.
you probably did.
I've seen all of it, so no, I never.
My next one is I actually listed this on the Hugh Jackman movies that we talked about before. I could watch the one that's out there on the big screen as well, but this one was also filmed from Broadway, so and they had it on PBS, so it was a movie, so it's still out there to watch. And it's not Showman, it is Oklahoma. Yes, Oklahoma with Hugh Jackman. I do love that one. I like show the greatest show on earth as well, but it's not on my top 10. But I gotta say,
What is this? What movie is this?
this is Oklahoma, and it's on PBS. Oklahoma with Hugh Jackman.
Oh, you're cheating. This doesn't count. But continue.
No, it is. It does count. It is actually a film, and it was put out on film. Same as Hamilton. You could put Hamilton out there if you wanted to, but what it is it's a film performance of the stage play. So, and it was out there. It made the films, and it is an actual film. The way it's shot, it
I'm glad
is
you
my.
like it. I'm gonna still shake my head no.
Well, you know what? I enjoyed the original as well. So if you really want me to go backwards in time, I can do that. But I enjoyed this one the most. I love just the delivery. I love the cast, the simple set as well, in which it's basically on a rotating stage, which is just a fun thing to see as well as it works. But yeah, it is well worth the watch if you ever get a chance. Oklahoma, either from the big screen from MGM or from this one over here on PBS, you can see either one and enjoy both. Because I enjoyed the other one until I saw the Hugh Jackman one. So what is your number 6, my friend?
Coming up is a movie that is not cheating because it definitely went to theaters and it almost won the Academy Award, but it didn't. La La Land. First movie I watched this year. I'm weirdly occasionally superstitious, and I wanted to start the year off good. So I watched Whiplash because I was like, I don't want to start the year off with like a Pauly Shore shitty movie or something like that. I want to start off with a really good movie, and I like that it's about determination and like sticking to your heart. And that last 15 minutes of Whiplash is great. I'm going on a long diatribe about Whiplash because that's from the same director of La La Land, Damien Chazelle. And the last 15 minutes of La La Land of just that picture of what could have been him at the piano, the looks at the very end. Oh, fucking get you. And there's also a couple of other really good original songs in this as well. It's beautiful to look at. You can put this thing on mute and you can still just admire the way it's colorized. And I love these two. These two also were a really fun couple. And someone with Steve Carell. You know,
Oh, if you would not have asked me, I saw it the other night. Actually, I was flipping through my Netflix, and it was one of those.
Crazy Stupid Love.
Yes, Crazy Stupid Love. Yes, sir.
And like there's a bit of an age difference here, but not too much to where it gets glaring. And I don't know, man. I like that. I thought it was a really well made movie, and it won the Oscar for about 40 seconds.
And then of course, then all of a sudden somebody gave was it Warren Beatty some glasses? Oh, wait a minute, screwed up. Moonlight.
Warren Beatty was smart. Warren Beatty was like, he's the one that didn't say anything. It was a girl that said it because Warren Beatty saw that, was like, something ain't right here. And he also walked off stage very quickly. The woman stood up there.
Oh, I was. I feel bad for him though. You know, it's like the only. But you know what though, La La Land got more publicity, unfortunately, that year than Moonlight. Even after they won the thing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it made sense. You know what had happened is they gave her the Emma Stone card again, so she saw La La Land, and obviously it would make sense if La La Land won. So there's no reason to really question it, other than Emma Stone's name being on it. That's why Warren Beatty was like, "Why is Emma's name on it? That doesn't make any sense." That's why he paused, but she didn't really look into that. Let's show it like that, you know.
Yeah. My number 5, we're gonna set this back in the 1980s, but it was a 2016 film. It's called Sing Street. Yes, and what do you do for love? You start a rock and or roll band in the mean streets of Dublin. Kid basically goes off and finds you know, he's been moved to a private school. He's trying to fit in. He decides that, yeah, I'm a part of a band. Trying to make this girl like him. Next thing you know, they make a band, and they put her in a video. But there's a lot of singing, a lot of dancing. It's a great little song, great little show. If you get a chance, if you have not seen this with Jordan, it's well worth the watch. And there's the girl he's trying to impress. You know, yeah, I'm in a band, you know, and he's pulled some of these rough and you know, these nerdy kids and makes them happy. So yes, it's very well worth the watch. So if you get a chance and you want to watch a sweet, kind of like a romantic comedy, but musically inclined, this is going to be your best bet. Sing Street at number 5 on my list. You're on mute, sir. You're on mute.
I'm glad you could hear me. No, I mean, you went so new school, so I figured it's time for me to bring it back old school with you here.
What?
And walk down a Yellow Bridge Road, if you will, here with the Wizard of Oz gang. It's a classic. It's a classic for a reason. It's why it's, you know, it's shown on TV so much here, man. Great colorization too. That makes it not stand out in a bad way. I don't know if a dwarf kills himself in the background. I don't know, but that's besides the point. That's besides the point. I just think, you know, the songs stand out, man. I don't know. I just it puts a smile on my face here. It is a classic that I grew up with here. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto.
Absolutely, and we'll be talking a little bit more further down the list on mine. So
that would be our first agreement here.
Yeah, so there you go. But yeah, I agree. It's a good film. Like I said, I'll talk a little bit about that a little later. My number 4, though, is I was surprised you hadn't seen this because we talked a little bit about the list prior to really getting into this all together. But the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, my friend Susan Sarandon, Meatloaf, Tim Curry, who was the guy? God, I blanked out. But anyway, it's just, huh?
You knew the 3 actors I would have said, so I don't know.
You know, I know you know him whenever I said it. I just cannot remember his name. I'm going to look it up really quick. But yeah, it is probably the funnest little film I've ever seen. I remember my mom said, yeah, he could watch it. You know, we were at a rental thing. I was probably about 10 years old or something like that. And the guy goes behind the counter, he goes, you sure you want to let him watch that? And she goes, yeah, it's a musical, right? And he goes, yeah, but yeah, like that. And she goes, should he watch it? She goes, you're saying it's okay. And then like within like the first few seconds, Tim Curry's giving a blowjob, you know, in this film, you know, and you're like, and my mom's like, oh, that's enough of this, like that, and turns it off really quick because she wasn't ready for it as well. You know, and it's just Barry Boswick is the gentleman who's in there who plays Brad, but Janet and Brad, and so it's you know, you got the time warp. There's you know, Meatloaf popping down the stairs, but yeah, it is just a great little film. Dr. Frankenfurter is Tim Curry, who's just he's a transvestite, and it's just an unbelievable fun film. I would love to watch it in person. When you go to the films together, because people throw toast, they do a whole bunch of other shenanigans.
I'm interested in doing that one day. That'd be cool.
They just have a good time, and that's what I want to see when we get out of this little pandemic. Something fun like that, and have a good time and enjoy it. But my number what is it, 4 is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's just well worth the watch and fun. It has some great music.
My number 4, and I know we disagreed a little bit about this, but I think there's enough to where it is a musical, my friend, and it is one damn fine piece of art. It is. We're both in The Shallow now, Dutch. It's A Star Is Born, 2018. Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga. I'm on the deep end, watch as I'm diving. We're both in the shallow now. In the shallow. It's a good film, man. From the moment they meet to the very, very tear-jerking ending, man, here. I mean, they should remake this film one day, in my opinion. No one's ever remade this film, as far as I know, because it's the only one I've seen.
This is the remake, my friend. So let's not go crazy. Barbra Streisand treaded the water beforehand.
I have no interest in Barbra Streisand. The only movie I've seen of hers is Meet the Fockers.
What? You never saw Yentl?
No Yentl. I've been watching a lot of old Siskel and Ebert. I've been finding a lot.
Have you watched? How about Nuts? Have you watched Nuts?
I don't even know what that is. No.
That's my mom's favorite of Barbra Streisand. Nuts. Prince of Tides is pretty good too if you get a chance. Yeah, but there's a lot of soft light though with Barbra Streisand, so because it makes her look younger or something. I don't know. The light is always soft when it comes to it. But Richard Dreyfuss plays the lawyer, and Barbra Streisand plays the call girl. Anywho, my number 3 on this.
I also just want to say I have seen the Guilt Trip with Seth Rogen. Okay, go.
Okay. My number 3 on this is it says I got chills and I'm multiplying. Yes, Grease with John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. If this isn't on your list, I don't know what list you're watching, because my friend, this is probably one of the best musicals anybody could ever watch. I used to have the LP of this. I used to listen to it. Oh, go Grease Lightning, and that was the only time I was ever to use the word shit in a song, because it was on the in there. The dance scene right there. We're seeing if you're watching on the channel. But yeah, it's just a great fun. We go together like that type of stuff. And Beauty School Dropout. If you actually, do me a favor, everybody. If you go and listen to Frankie Avalon's Beauty School Dropout, I want you to Google the lyrics. Just tell me those are not good lyrics to be talking about this poor girl who's a beauty school dropout, because basically he's really trashing her. It's just a great song though. But yeah, it's just a good romp of the 50s. Bee Gees opened it up with Grease Is the Word. So yeah, number 3, Grease. What do you got for number 3, boss man?
I wanted to ask you first. Tell me more. Did she put up a fight? It's funny. I don't think I've seen it from beginning to end, but I think I know every song. So maybe I have seen it. I don't know.
Yeah, you had to have. But by the way, is that not like the most rapey sounding song? Yeah. Was it Love at First Sight? Did she put up a fight? I don't know, man. It could be.
Well, I mean, originally Travolta's character name was Harvey Weinstein. Number 3. Too soon. I have a soft feeling for her, and it's little shop. I played Mushnik in high school. This is my accent. I just don't talk like this. I don't know. I don't know specific. I don't know what I was. It was a mix of Spanish and Jewish and gibberish. But I mean, it's awesome. I have a big old, not big old, but a Funko Pop of Audrey is nearby me. Seymour is nearby me as well. I just love it, man. I was eaten by a plant many times. We had a nice big old plan because we were able to borrow it from like a real like production. So we had a great ass Audrey too. That was fun.
That's great.
And Steve Martin, of course, his cameo as a dentist.
I want to be a dentist.
Oh man, and the theory in the movie, what is it? It's Sheena Arnold and others. Oh man, I have a crush on all three of the girls that were the like the chorus. Oh, Jennifer, Sierra, and Melissa. If any three of you are watching, I love you to this day. Okay, you just saw them in the blue dress. The ones that were in my play, I loved all three of them. All right, so and John Candy, don't forget him.
John Candy.
Yeah. All right, what you got to do? Dose.
Oh, my number two, number one. No, number two is what we're going to go with, and my number two is we introduce the Lollipop Kids, the Lollipop Kids, the Lollipop Kids. Yes, that is where mine hits. Wizard of Oz, Dorothy, black and white in the very beginning, then it turns to color, and she goes back and it's black and white again. It's just unbelievable filmmanship. We got, if you ever watched Judy, you get to find out that there was a lot of horrors happening to poor Judy Garland on that set, but at the same time, it was just it looked like a fun time. Some of them were having, but a long work ahead of them. But yeah, it's just like I said, the Technicolor versions. Unbelievable, the vibrancy, as you know, the worlds whenever we meet the Yellow Brick Road, and I love the Cowardly Lion, I am the king of the dragons, I'm rich, and all that stuff. It's just unbelievably fun, and every family should watch this. Sit down with your youngins, watch it. That is what it is, and don't forget to push the mute. But there you go, bud. There's my number two. What is your number two?
All right, my number two. I didn't do it much, as you know. It's not the first time it's happened on the list, but I'm a little more new school, a little bit old school. It's a little more old school now, though. I don't know if you know the love I have for this one, actually. My number two. We'll pull it up. Suspense. The King and I. The King and I is something I've been watching since I was a kid. I love it, man. Shall we dance the music show? I love it, man. It's such a great tale. Her and Yul Brynner, man. I love Yul Brynner from this and Westworld, were two movies that I was really captivated by early on.
Yeah.
Yul Brynner guy.
You know what's funny? You say the same thing. I got shocked whenever I found out Yul Brynner was in this when I was young. I almost freaked out.
And oh man, Rita Moreno, beautiful too. It's been remade a couple times. Was it Kingsley or who did Chow Yun-fat? Who did Jodie Foster later on, Ryan?
Yeah. I think Chow Yun was in that one. Yeah, I think.
But this is the one. This is the one to watch here, man. This is one of my mom's. I'm meaning to watch West Side Story because I know she had like the 30th anniversary special set as well. This is one that we would watch too, and definitely near and dear to my heart is The King and I.
Yeah, it's a good classical musical, and it's fun. It may not be some people, politically correct because of Yul Brynner playing this emperor, but you know what? Who cares? It's fun, and you got to look at it. That's what they did back in the day. Unfortunately, it's not it's excusable for me. I don't judge. I can't judge. It's a film. Get over it, people. Anyway, number one on the list, we're at it. It's the title of the song. I'm singing in the rain. Oh, yeah, I'm singing in the rain. Hey, what a glorious feeling. I'm happy again. Yes, Singing in the Rain is my number one film. Oh, my goodness. If you haven't seen it, what intrigues me about this film, Danny Kaye and, you got, Gene Kelly and, they're all out there having a good time. They're dancing around. Woo, 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 woo. Great musical production, great musical numbers. But then, if you want to delve more into the history, to get that rain scene right there, the most heroic scene where he's singing, I'm singing in the rain, they actually had to use like milk to get it to show up on film. So they had like watered down milk coming down from the sprinklers above to make it look and see more saturation of rain. They do it a little differently now, but that's what they do. That's what they had to do back in the day. Now it's like glycerin and some other stuff to make it show up. But it's just right now I just love it. Danny Kaye is unbelievable in it. It's just I will watch this again. I think it's on HBO Max. If I'm not sure, I think somewhere I just saw it just recently out there to watch. So I will watch that one again. I should have you come over, sit down by me, and watch it with me because you'll enjoy it.
Singing in the rain, only if it's in the rain.
Yeah. Okay, we'll watch it out in the park or something. We'll turn on the hose and let it rain on us. But Singing in the Rain, night number one.
Good stuff, man. My number one, you talked about it. I don't think you saw me because my eyes widened when you finished your honorable mention because I love it. My number one is Chicago. This is a musical, baby. This is made to be a musical, and the dancing and Catherine Zeta-Jones and Renee Zellweger and John C. Reilly and freaking Pretty Woman dude. Why can't I think of his name? Richard Gere.
Richard Gere, yeah. Catherine Zeta-Jones, yeah.
If you had been there, if you had seen it, you know that you would have done the same. And then, of course, John C. Reilly, Mr. Cellophane. I love everything about this, man. It's such an engrossing story. Queen Latifah, again, she's been brought up at least 3 to 4 times on this show.
This is the Queen Latifah show, I think.
And hey, you gotta love me some Dana Owens. I want to see Dana come by Thanksgiving, please, this year. I just love it, man. I thought it's swept up. It was great. It's something that I've seen, probably the most professional play I've seen. I think what's the Barbara B. Mann I saw in Chicago, and it was great. I love it. I love it.
You know the one thing I've always wanted to see, and it's All That Jazz. You know that song that's in there. I love that song, but.
Yeah.
But you know who I've always loved to hear sing that is Baby I think is Babe Newirth off of Frasier. You know, Lilith Crane.
Yeah.
She has unbelievable chops at singing, and she played that same part like Zeta-Jones played in Chicago, and I've seen her do that performance. It is to me unbelievable how good she does All That Jazz. It's unbelievable. But yeah, that's just what I want to throw in there for you. So I guess it's
fun. What's fun about musicals too is, like, for instance, going to Chicago, and what you just said, I love John C. Reilly. I saw Joel Grey do the same performance, and it's a different way. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's fun when you can tackle things in a different way. Like John C. Reilly's this big boisterous guy who gets ignored. You know, Joel Grey was a little more of a Weasley, kind of smaller. Like, hey, no one notices me. You know, but they were both great. You know, it's fun when people can tackle it in different ways.
Yeah, and I think that's important. Is like whenever it comes to musicals, I've worked in the local theater down here where they've done musicals and they've done plays that are based on Broadway shows. They bring them into this town, and I've been a part of that. What I don't like is when the director makes you act like the actor they saw. And I think to me that is it ruins the feel of what you want to bring. I mean, I came into the room on a read, and this is I'm going off a little bit before we do our recap. I apologize, but he this is what he said. Are you ready? I was in this. It was a comedy. I believe it was. You Can't Take It With You. There's no singing in this one, but just a regular straight Broadway show. And he goes, "Here's what I want you to do. I want you to put Don Knotts and Jerry Lee Lewis together. And that's the character you're going to play." I'm like, I didn't read him as that. Can I show you how I want to read him first, and then I'll play your way? I don't mind, or I'll do your way first, and then I'll do mine. I did his. It was a disaster. It felt bad, because I wasn't prepared to do that, and he did that with everybody. He brought in, well, I saw him play this way, and I want to play it that way, and you're like, that's not the act. That's not an actor. I'm a mimic if that's the case. I don't want to be a mimic. And I think that's what's great about some of these shows. Like you said, I've seen different Broadway shows as well, musical wise, and different performers bring different things and maybe a little nuance to this role that you didn't see before. And that's important to see as an actor. So that's why we love what we watch and we make sure we see it. That's an important thing. That's what we love about movies and shows. So let's recap this, my boy. I'll give you my top 10 really quick. Top 10 recap. Number 10, Once. Number 9, Viva Las Vegas. Number 8, West Side Story. Number 7, Guys and Dolls. Number 6, Oklahoma. Either version. Number 5, Sing Street. Number 4, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Number 3, I Gave Ya Grease. Number 2, Wizard of Oz. And number 1, Singing in the Rain. What's your top 10, my good man?
Alrighty, top 10 movie musicals according to JPO. And number 10, Hairspray. Number 9, Blues Brothers. 8, Rent. 7, Beauty and the Beast. 6, La La Land. 5, Wizard of Oz. 4, A Star is Born. 3, Little Shop of Horrors. 3, The King and I. 2, no, I'm sorry, what? I got screwed up at some point. 3, Little Shop. 2, King and I. 1, Chicago. Sure, there we go.
Are you sure you even know what your top? I saw it written, but are you sure?
Yeah. I think I skipped something. I said this number twice, but yeah, that you saw it on the screen if you're watching online. The top 10.
Hey, by the way, we talked about Thomas Jan today. A coincidence. Today is his 52nd birthday while we're filming.
Happy birthday, Punisher.
Thomas Jan. Love you as an actor.
Drain.
So anyway, what else you got for us today? Because we're now going to be going into our favorite segment where I either bash Zack Snyder or I don't. News and notable stuff.
News and notables. All right.
Breaking news.
Jesus. I'm not even looking at you, but I don't know what just happened. Plus has announced some confirmed returning shows. Mythic Quest will be coming season 2, May 7th. The Morning Show will be coming back. Central Park, the animated series, which I've also been watching a little bit of recently. And C with Jason Momoa. I like Mythic Quest actually. I was a little unfortunate that episode 10, the finale, was about the pandemic because obviously they had set up multiple story arcs that they didn't get to finish because of the world. But hey, at least we'll get in season 2. Edgar Wright has been tapped to do the reboot of The Running Man, so that'll be interesting. I think Running Man is something that could be rebooted. Sasha Calle has been casted as Supergirl for Ezra Miller's The Flash. At this point, me and you are going to be in that movie because everybody's in that movie, every character.
I'm still trying to figure out what character I'm going to play, but when I do, boy, watch out, world, watch out.
Rachel McAdams will star in the adaptation of Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Joaquin Phoenix is set to star in Ari Aster's new film from A24. He, of course, is the Hereditary and Midsommar guy. Our third Never Here co-host, Ryan's favorite rom-com.
Yep.
That fits. Ari Aster, Joaquin Phoenix. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, it sounds like it might be a good film.
Creepshow over at Shudder has been renewed for season 3. Has been greenlit. So Creepshow will continue on. I just actually started watching season 1. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. I enjoy the horror anthologies. John Shipp, the original TV Flash, who's popped up on the Flash as well, as joining Stargirl. He'll be appearing as the Golden Age Flash for season 2. Anna Faris and Allison Janney's long-running Mom show is ending this year with season 8, so say goodbye to Mama. HBO Max, sorry, Jim, is developing a Constantine series, and as you know, probably not Matt Ryan. Well, definitely not Matt Ryan.
I do love the Matt Ryan's character, and I wish they would have done something with it, but I guess they decided, let's move on to a younger character.
I got some good news for you, though, buddy. You ready to jump for Joya?
I'm not going to jump, but I'll have joy, I hope. Ladies
and gentlemen, boys and girls, Paddington 3 is being developed.
Absolutely. I want you to be in this film so badly, sir. I really do.
Thank you on Twitter for getting the campaign going.
Yeah, so if you haven't been to our page, we're trying to get Jordan on this deal. The staff and I got together because we know how much you love Mr. Paddington Bear. You know, you ate so many honey sandwiches. I couldn't believe how many honey sandwiches you ate.
Whoa, listen, you ignorant son of a bitch. It's marmalade.
Oh, marmalade. Okay. I apologize. I thought it was honey sandwiches.
What is this, Winnie the Pooh bullshit you got going on here? You get your bears. You get your cute, cuddly bears in order, okay?
I apologize, sir. This is why I didn't get anywhere near this film.
If you have a heart, and I do question sometimes, but if you have a heart, these movies are so well made. If this movie is even good, this could be one of the best trilogies. I'm not even exaggerating.
I love part two. Part two is fabulous, and I believe it's been actually known that Hugh Grant loved this movie. Part two. He said it was the funnest he's ever had on a film set. So if Hugh Grant,
he's sad sometimes. He seems like he's bitter sometimes.
But I think that he can still come back. He can be a villain in this next one, right? So.
You can find a smaller part for him, but no, do something different. Just like the first one.
I know, but I like Hugh Grant.
I like him too. We both enjoyed him in The Gentleman last year. He was good in that.
Yeah.
Hey, Dutch, you want to watch a trailer?
What are we gonna watch, good sir?
I'm sure you've seen it. The whole world has seen it, but I figured me and you can watch it. Talk a little bit about Mortal Kombat.
I did watch this, and I do enjoy the hell out of this one. This actually makes me want to watch it, which is very rare for any.
No, that's good to hear, because this is definitely something I'm sure I'll see pretty quickly here.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, it's going to be bloody. It's going to be fun. And, you get to see an origin of a character in the trailer, which is pretty good. Is Johnny Cage in this one? Is he in this? Is Cage was his name?
No, it doesn't look like that. Has been talked about by other fans. Doesn't look like Johnny Cage is in it. There is one funny part thing a lot of people are mentioning in the trailer. It's a birthmark. What does that mean? It means he was born with it. Really? No fucking way, huh? Like, it is kind of, her response is kind of dumb,
Yeah. It's, and I love it because I think they got Sub-Zero perfectly well in this one. I think, every character looks spot on with their development. I'm hoping.
Did you ever see it was like a web series, Legacy, a few years ago, which I think is kind of what really spurred this movie, is that someone made like an R-rated web series, and people were like, "Oh, this is how it could be done in like a good way." So, we're getting it finally now, big screen. Well, not a big screen, sorry, but at least budget-wise, big screen, R-rated movie.
Well, yeah, and I think that's how it's supposed to work. I think you need to, if you were going to put this in a PG-13 format, you still couldn't get it to work. You got to be able to push it hard R, and when I say hard R, I mean violent wise, nothing more.
That's part of the fun of the video games, is everyone loves those fatalities.
Yeah, but I still say Sub-Zero. Yeah, he was. I never played him as a character because I just, he's okay. But I do love him as a character. Don't get me wrong. I just never really played Sub-Zero as a character. But this film, it really makes you say, "Wow," just with the effects that they're showing here. And is coming out. When is this coming out? When do they say it's coming out this year?
It's like next month. It's like March or April.
Okay, we might have to go to the theater to watch this one, probably, right?
16th. You're gonna actually go to a theater when you can just watch it in your living room?
Well, is it on HBO Max?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, then I will not leave my house. But I might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. On this one, I might really want to leave my house on this one because I do like big, epic type, movies.
But yeah, I look forward to it, man. I've always loved Sub-Zero. I don't think I ever did, unfortunately, but it was always something I wanted to be at Halloween. And still maybe, no, I'm too fat now. I don't want to be fat.
So are you gonna be Sub-Zero for Halloween this year?
No. I was about to say that, and I'm like, nah. This one, you're a big guy. You unfortunately can't. Then everyone's like, oh, cool, fat Sub-Zero.
Wait a minute. I was gonna be Johnny Cage. What are you gonna run around without a shirt on and sunglasses? See, there you go. Oh, and I'm running around going, Mortal Kombat! This is why they didn't put me in the movie. Why they didn't put me in the movie. What's going on there, buddy? Are you trying to get a little bit of you're trying to get a little bit of there you go. That's the one. I just wonder what you're up to over there. So what else we got for me, buddy?
That's it.
Well, how about this? Harry Shearer of The Simpsons, you know, he has come out and said he will stop acting as, Dr. Hibbert and any other black voices that he has done in the past. He will no longer do those. So they're recasting those actors. It looks as if, it looks as, did you ever watch Real World, I guess, New York or something like that?
No, I've seen only one season back in 99.
Well, the original cast of MTV's Real World, I guess the very first season, is coming back to do a reunion special. So the Real World New York is coming back. We got Andy Cohen to do it, and it's going to be on. I believe they say it's going to be on. Well, they don't really tell you. MTV, it looks like. So MTV may actually have a reunion special of their own. Sorry, excuse me, everybody. But coming up, so that'll be interesting to see. So, but yeah, nothing more. I don't have anything. I've left the Zack Snyder, stuff that I saw. I left that on the table. I will come back at him later. I just need more ammunition. But but yeah, we'll see what happens. That comes out next month, I believe, right? This month coming up.
Yeah, wait, buddy. I know you're excited.
Is it coming out? This is your film. You've been waiting for this. You and your Snyderettes have been wanting this film. So
our friend of the show, Dog Mega, has requested to be on that episode. So that way, when you give it 1 star, he wants to be there to give it 5.
Well, the fun thing about that is it's probably going to be like it's a 5-hour movie, so I'll probably have to watch it over 5 days. So I'll have to see it.
If it is indeed 3 to 4, if not longer, yeah, I'm going to be breaking this up into chunks.
Yeah, it's going to be like, where's the commercial? I need a commercial at this point. But I think he's actually stated he's going to have a 15-minute intermission in this movie. So if you're...
I don't know. See, that doesn't make any sense to me. Hamilton, if you watch Hamilton on Disney Plus, has like a 1-minute intermission. And guess what? If you want longer, you pause the fucking movie.
Well, that's how I look at it, Or how about this? Fuck the intermission. Just don't even have an intermission. Just push your pause button whenever you feel like it, people. You can watch it as long as you want that way.
I can see a suggested intermission. Like, okay, this is where we suggest if you want to take a break, come back tomorrow in an hour, whatever. I can see a suggestion one, but I'm just saying you don't need to make it 15 where now if I want to, I got to fast forward 15 minutes. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, yeah, I understand. But, again, that's what I heard was happening. So, again, you never know. He might change his mind by the time the final cut is. I don't know if he's even in final cut, but, I'm really thrilled for this film. So I can't wait to watch it. Okay. So anyway, everybody, I do appreciate it. We're back. We're not, we're going to get stronger as it goes on. 2 years of this, it's longer than my marriage. So congratulations, Jordan.
I'll get it from my perspective. 1 day is longer than any of my marriages because I've never had one.
I'm sorry to laugh at your pain. Anyway, but yeah.
Guys, thanks for tuning in.
That's going to be the new, next week we're going to change it from a show about shows to 2 broken individuals who just need a little loving.
Rosamund, anybody?
Yeah. Even the hooker down the street won't take my money anymore. She says I'm that depressing. What the hell? What's that about?
Got 1 tooth and And she said no.
Oh man. But anyway, don't forget if you just say which what do you like better, the wood or the metal back scratcher in the comments, and then DM us with your address. We will send you, yes, we will send you a wooden or maybe a metal back scratcher. See, that's the reward for sticking with us, kids. That's the reward we got for you. So if you want to, look it down below, like us, click us, comment us, and tell us where to send that back scratcher. Yeah,
that contest is on you, my friend.
Hey, I don't mind. This is what they call this is what we call bribing. We jump in the shark. We're giving away. This is our contest giveaway, right? Like us, love us, DM us. We'll give you a free back scratcher. What is it? What was holding you people up from clicking that button down there, commenting about it? Just one time. Jordan really feels lonely. He just needs a comment.
What if I leave a comment? Will you send me a back scratcher?
No. If you work for the show or a relative of the show, you do not get a back scratcher. I apologize. So no family, only people that are not a part of the show and or family relations. So I apologize. No, shampoo. Conditioner. I'm trying to help you out. So,
I'm shampoo, your conditioner. God damn it.
Hey, you know what? We've only had 2 years to figure that part out, okay? So I'm conditioner?
Yeah, okay. So, shampoo is better.
No, conditioner.
Shampoo cleans the hair.
Conditions hair. I don't remember the fucking line.
Conditioner makes it nice and smooth. Okay, guys, we'll have this. Give us 2 more years. We'll have this banter figured out.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you again. I appreciate it, everybody. There's a little funny bunny in the background, the 24 hours, 24/7 champ. If you watched it on the SNL show, so there you go. Rumor has it he's going to be at WrestleMania, and the Undertaker wants a piece of him.
Oh my God, no.
Anyway,
McAllister for JPO. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, and we love you all.
Absolutely. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll give you a free back scratcher if you say who you are.